What's happening, everybody? Welcome to another Sunday episode of Selling Past Your Expiration Date, being Thrifty Over 50. I'm your one host, Jay.
I'm Peg. Hi, everybody. Good to be here.
What's happening, Ma? How are you?
Well, I'm okay. Just came home from a 3-day vacation with my sister and my girlfriend. So we've got lots to show and share in a little while. So that was good. Still crying in my beer over our loss. I'm sure you are too.
I had two teams lose this week. How's that for being a Cleveland fan? Even when you move, you have teams lose. It
was rough. I'm sure a lot of people heard, I guess LeBron broke his hand on the first game and was playing with a broken hand the last 3 games. So, not to our knowledge, of course. And we kept saying in the last game, why isn't he dribbling down the floor? I kept saying something's not right here. Now we find out why. But, hey, the Warriors are a great team. There's no doubt about it. They have 5 fabulous players on their team. So, poor LeBron's struggling to get his teammates going. But it was fun to watch. Good to be at the big dance. Nobody else is there but the two. So can't hate that.
Yep. All right. So today we're having a fun topic. Today is not so much about learning, but a shared collective experience with a lot of you, and oddly enough, not me. So today we're talking about selling items to like TV shows, movies, videos, and actually we have a stage play too.
Yeah.
So we asked for a lot of you to share your experiences, and man, we got a lot of great ones with pictures and a few pictures from the actual use of the item on the TV or the movie. And funny enough, thinking about this when I did it today, but here's the item that Mom sold, and we'll talk about that last.
Uh-huh.
But the color setup is pink and white, and my Mama's Boy photo today is me in pink and white. So I wasn't even thinking about that until I just saw this. I'm like, oh, I kind of matched our photo today. So
yeah, I did not know that.
And thanks, Debbie said, nice shirt, Jay.
Yeah.
One of my new shirts, Save the Planet, Thrift and Flip. And Kim's in the chat. Hey, Kim, she designed it, and it'll be up for sale very soon. So a little fun shirt to wear when you're out thrifting, especially if you're into recycling. Whee!
Hey, Kim, I hope you can stick around for the whole show because I need a little help on one of my hauls, one of my thrifts.
All right. All right. So basically, we are going to read just through the people who have sold things to different places, and we got a lot of good pictures too. So I'll read the first one because the first one was from Kathy Brockman, but she blacked out the most important part, where it was going. She said it's going to the prop department, but she blacked out what prop department. So we don't know where it's going, but it is a vintage red and white purse that she just.
Jason, can you click on the photo? Because that does show on the replies. I just saw that.
No, it just says prop department.
Yeah. Okay, got it. Yeah.
She blacked out what prop department. So Kathy's got a purse going to some prop department in Hollywood. So that's very cool. So hopefully, Kathy, when your item shows up on the screen, big or small, pop in a picture. Now, Hubcap Joe, who is in the chat right now, he sells hubcaps. Hey, I know that's a crazy thing to figure out for Hubcap Joe. But he sold a bunch of hubcaps for the show Blue Bloods, which is filmed right in New York City, starring Donnie Wahlberg.
Yeah, one of Mom's favorite shows. I watch that every week. Love that.
And because he's been doing hubcaps for so long, he's also sold to production companies for vintage cars. He's got no screen caps. You should have a ton, Joe. You've sold so many that as a car's driving by, you're like, hey, that's my hubcap. All right, Doug is the next one.
Okay, Doug says he sold a huge plush rabbit just before Easter a few years back to the props manager for one of the morning television talk shows. I have no screenshots and never saw it on TV. This was a few years ago. I think what we have to tell everybody moving forward, save all your pictures. Get as much as you can from this because this will make another fun show down the road. And start saving those up for us,
Yep. All right, Jean Danko, this one's great. She sold an old-fashioned multicolored Christmas lights to American Horror Story. And they just had written the AHS prop department, so she didn't even know what it was when she sold it. She had to Google it. And they were on a tree in season 2. She said, I was pretty surprised because they were nothing special, and they paid somewhere around $40 for one strand. And that's the key here. You should always make sure you have an express mail option as one of your options on your listings, because a lot of times prop departments, they're never way ahead of the game.
Right.
On Thursday, they're combing eBay for something. They need it by Monday. And so they'll pay great money to overnight it. So keep that in mind, not that you're going to think about every single item you list as perhaps being in a TV show or movie. Could be. You never know.
Right.
All right, Lindsay's up next, and I have a picture for that one.
Yeah, I can't bring that one up. So Lindsay says, sold this a few weeks ago. Prop for Marvelous Mrs. Maisel. Second season is filming now. They've mentioned canasta a few times in the first season.
And so I never heard of the show, but you'll see we've had 2 or 3 people sell to that. So crazy. Yeah. I mean, yes, the thrifting board's a big group, but in comparison to the world, it isn't that big. It's tiny. But we've had like 3 people sell to the same show. So that's pretty impressive. It's crazy. So she sold that little canasta.
What channel is it on? I don't even.
I think that's not on. I think it's like here, I'll Google it real quick. I think it's like a Netflix or a Hulu or one of the dealies.
Okay, one of those. Okie doke. Because people says I love that show. Awesome show. Lindsay says she never heard of it either until the sale.
Oh, it's on Amazon. It's on Amazon.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
There you go.
All right. So Vera Kozlowski was up next.
Yeah, she's in the Ohio area eBay Meetup group.
Oh, is she? Oh, cool.
Uh-huh.
She says she sold a vintage Little Red Riding Hood book to the Deuce Prop Department, which is an HBO series about sex trafficking starring James Franco and Maggie Gyllenhaal. In April, I sold some vintage Christmas aluminum reflectors to the Amazon series Troop Zero, starring Viola Davis. And then she said, that's all I got. You sold 2 things in 2 different prop departments. I've never sold one thing. It's crazy.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Yeah, I know it's amazing that you don't have something, honey, and everything.
Never. And then Melissa Coleman added on, I sold to the Deuce too, I think 2 summers ago. Then it took forever to be released. Mine were vintage index card files. I never did see it. But again, so weird that 2 people in the group sold to the same show, 2 totally different things. All right, Alexander's up next.
Yeah, he says, I have bought stuff that was in a movie as movie props, but I'm not sure what movie my favorite pair of shoes actually came from. So not a whole lot of info.
You can do Helen too, because we got a picture of Helen's.
Okay, yeah, this is great. Ellen says, in April of this year, I sold 2 discontinued Avon colognes in original boxes to Atler Prop and Design House in Atlanta, Georgia. One was Sportif and other was Tempo.
So it didn't go to a specific. I looked up that prop house. They there's a lot of filming in Atlanta, tons and tons of filming in Atlanta, and so it didn't go to a specific movie or TV show. But that's the prop house that when you're filming in Atlanta and you need something. So I would normally skip Avon stuff, but now that I see she's selling stuff to a prop house,
I know.
I never thought of it from that angle. I thought, who wants to smell like old Avon anymore? But you never know when one of these shows that have this retro, vintage vibe need some Avon perfume in the back. All right, so
wait. Jake Willard.
Yeah, I was about to read it.
Oh, okay. I already got his. Okay, go ahead, honey.
Yeah. So Jake Willard said, I sold a phone to that the sheriff smashed in Stranger Things. So here's the picture. Stranger Things is a great show. So in the opening credits, the sheriff is sound asleep on his couch, and you see that phone to the right?
Yeah.
That's the phone that Jake Willard sold, and the sheriff ends up smashing. So, man, that's a great shot of one of the props, one of the members of the thrifting board sold to a TV show. Boom, there it is.
I know. That is so cool, isn't it? I like that.
It's so cool.
Yep. Okay. Then we've got Sue Nelson. She says, not quite a movie, but a local play, which I think is great as well. She says, 2 old frame pictures of fancy ladies were used on the wall for props in a Victorian era set for the play. And we do have a picture of the play.
So, yeah, here are the pictures in her booth, her antique booth.
Right.
And then, voila, there they are hanging in the play.
Yeah, isn't that great? And she adds a little side note. This set was a hat maker shop. The nice thing was that they offered thanks and advertising in the play program. The lead in the play also offered me an item she was tossing out. And that item sold roughly within a week. So she benefited.
How cool is that? I mean, that's crazy. That's like that extra step. And so cool. And stay tuned, because mom's got great pictures from the one she sold from the set. So this is, you guys have had some good shots of it in use, but mom got all these great shots. So cool. All right. Next one up is Brent Lumpkin. In the last week, I sold this to a big time film wardrobe company in North Hollywood. The direct purchaser was one of the higher up folks at Warner Brothers. The funny thing is, I had a price like this, which was $125. They had offered me 25 for it the week before, and I countered at 40 and never heard back. Then a week later, they bought it for full asking price, 125. He also sold the fancy Mr. Christmas music box to the folks at Kevin Can Wait. It happened a few other times also. So here's another person who's had it happen like 4 or 5 times. This is crazy.
I know.
But what a cool old hat there. I love that.
Yeah, isn't that a neat one though? I really
All
like
right.
it.
You got Devana, and Devana, it blows me away. Devana is like
what?
Is like the film set whisperer.
I think she wins.
oh yeah. I bowed to Devana. I'm like, what in the world?
Wild. Is she in the chat, Jason? Because I can't see it right now.
I don't know if she's in the chat right now.
Okay, well, Devana, she says, I've got quite a list. I sell to set designers pretty frequently. I always enclose a letter and a couple of business cards, which I did not do, and I think that's a good idea moving forward. She said, whenever I sell to a set designer, hoping that I will see them back, which is probably why she is getting some feedback here. So she sold a pillow cover to Creed 2, the movie set, beach towel to Stranger Things, a tea towel to The Irishman, upcoming Martin Scorsese movie. Now, The Irishman, Daddy just watched that on TV, but I think that might have been the first one that was done a number of years ago. It was about the mobs and the shooting here in Cleveland, Ohio, actually. That's what that movie's about. Let's see. Desk lamp, late night with Seth Meyers. A pencil holder, First Man, an upcoming biopic about Neil Armstrong. Oh, yeah. That looks really good. I just saw that advertised. Some bark cloth fabric to the Astronauts Wives Club. That's pretty cool. I would have liked to have seen that fabric. Turquoise water pick for the TV show Quarry. A fondue pot for the HBO show Vinyl. Open boxes of vintage Dixie cups sold to several different set designers, and some other various items that were going to studio prop departments, but no show or movie was identified. Never have seen anything that I've sold on the TV show or movie. So yeah, that's hard to do, because they don't always let you know when it's going to happen. So, but gosh, Devana, good for you. That's fantastic.
So even in the chat, we got some more. Mia Taylor said she sold an Apple Store employee shirt to Big Bang Theory.
Nice.
And then Angelique said, I think I saw it. I think Leonard wore it. So.
Oh, that's cool.
And Devana's just insane. I mean, that list is insane. If you're into MCM, mid-century modern stuff, and you've never seen the show The Astronaut Wives Club, I think it was only 1 or 2 seasons, but I like the show for the show, but every single thing, because it was set in the time when we were going to the moon for the first time. So every single detail was mid-century modern. It was Nirvana. So if you like that stuff, I would definitely recommend going and watching that show.
Yes, it's the same thing, honey, only like when we were watching Mad Men. Oh my God, the props.
And even more because, a lot of it was, okay, they were in this person's house and that person's house. And then all the astronauts went and lived in a motor lodge in Florida. And, so you needed all these different houses. Yeah. And they were constantly going back and forth because all the wives became a group. So they're going back and forth to the different wives' houses. So it was really, really cool show. All right. Nancy Interline said she sold a 1950s era baby bottle sterilizer to Outlander, which is on Stars, and they shipped priority to Scotland, but she still hasn't seen it on the show.
Yeah. Okay. Mindy Smith Lewis says I sold a vintage 70s shirt to the set of Riverdale. Never saw it worn though. And if I'm not mistaken, isn't Kelly Ripa's husband one of the stars in that?
Well, Riverdale's about the Archie gang, like Archie and Jughead and Bronco. Is he in that show?
Yeah, he's in that show. Mark Consuelos.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure he's in that.
So Lori Peterson Buck sold 3 rolls of vintage contact paper to the Goldbergs prop department. But Lori I don't know, Lori's in the chat. She never mentioned if she saw it ever. Yeah. It'd be cool. Like, hey, that's my contact paper.
That's another one of Mom's favorite shows. I love that show.
All right, got another picture here.
Yeah, everything I wore in the 80s.
Oh, yeah.
Mom can really relate to that a lot. All right. Am I up?
Yeah.
Okay, Tim and Gina Turner sold an antique barbed wire display for a movie set. Had to sign a contract with them before they would purchase. So that's kind of a little bit different, you
So,
know?
so then I asked her, because I was like, why? I mean, no one else has ever had to sign a contract. But then I found out something cool, because she made this display. So it wasn't just something she found. She is an artiste, and she had agreed to no royalties from her artwork. So I'm assuming the contract meant, okay, once it's in a movie, you can't say as seen in, but she doesn't remember what the movie was. But so good on you, Tim and Gina, for making cool stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Right. Oh, this next one. I love this next one.
So Kim Wandel sold this awesome, ugly Valentine theme vest to Saturday Night Live. And here it is on Leslie Jones wearing it during the weekend update portion of Saturday Night Live. So that's a pretty badass. That and the phone and Stranger. That is so cool that someone in the group sold it and made it on Saturday Night Live.
I love that. When she sent the picture with Leslie wearing it, I went, yes. I said, that is fantastic. So exciting to see that. It really is.
Yeah.
All right. Jerry Freer Jr. says a violin case to a movie prop house, but haven't seen the movie that it was for.
You can do Matus too.
Yeah. All right. Maida sold these vintage kids boxing gloves to the TV show Gotham for young Bruce Wayne to wear. So,
now I watch Gotham. I'm a little behind, but I've seen him when he's learning how to box. So our own Maida Webster sold those boxing gloves to Gotham. That's so cool.
That must be the ones, huh?
Yep. So Chris Nelson said, I sold this to Man of Steel 2. That was 2 years ago. And the release date should be either 2019 or 2020. So I don't know if it'll actually be in the movie, but it is an old school lighter, one you would have on your desk or your coffee table. So when Man of Steel 2 does come out, keep your eyes peeled for this gold lighter. This next one is so cool and different.
Isn't this
one is awesome.
Yes, this is really cool. All right, so Sue Guzman says, when I first started eBay, I had a professional photographer contact me in a panic. He wanted or needed an inexpensive seashell I had for sale. He paid $147 to have it overnighted to Canada for a Photoshop for a Nora Roberts book cover, as you can see the cover there. He sent me pictures of the actual cover and later a copy of the book. Now,
how cool is that?
That is just fabulous.
That one is that one's so unique, and of all, I expected movies, I expected TV shows and videos, and I wasn't really thinking about plays, but of course, but a book cover, that's like,
yeah. I mean, isn't that funny though, Jason? That's such a common shell that you would think somebody around him might have had a shell.
I know.
But he paid $147 to overnight that. That's crazy. Just crazy.
All right, so guess who's back? Devona's back, and on another today, off to Marvelous Mrs. Maisel. So there you go, little fan.
I know, one of those little fans. I mean, you just never know what they're looking for. You really don't. Okay, did you open that up where Gina has?
Yeah, because I got her picture lined up next.
Okay, so Gina Harris Mathis says, I sold this butter box to the exact same show several months back. So that show must be looking for
that show loves the thrifting board. They don't know it, but that show loves the thrifting board because 3 people have sold to that show. That is so cool.
Isn't that great?
Yep. All right, so that one's coming up a little bit. All right, so Monica Lippman sold a TV that went to MTV for an award show. Watched but didn't see it. Also sold a new in the box vintage rotisserie to Props for the Americans. Never saw it. Don't really follow the show. So she sold 2 things, one for an award show. That's different.
Right.
And one for a TV show. Oh, Debbie Weeder's up.
Yeah,
hey, Debbie.
Hey, Deb. She says, I sold a set of 4 vintage kids' workbooks to a prop house in New York City. She needed it ASAP over holiday weekend. It was wild. She spent $60 to ship it, and I had to add another $20 to ship. But she got it. Never asked what show it was for.
Come on, Deb. You got to ask what show is for.
Yeah, we need to push them a little bit more because, as you'll see later with mine, I got a long scenario.
Oh, Pat Lawrence, and I know what segment this is for. Pat Lawrence sold a book back in 2010 called Disco Moves, a comprehensive guide to meeting and making women in discos. Like, what a crazy. And Jimmy Fallon does a segment called Don't Read These Books because they're awful. So obviously that was bought for that segment. The book included sections on the unwritten laws of disco, knowing your competition, disco games, quickies, body language, closing arguments, and more. It even had flow charts on the question asked the chicks, and then questions based on what their answers were to lead to the score. It was a hilarious book. Don't know if it ever got used on the air. This part, bought it for 50 cents, sold it for $150. So keep your eyes open for Disco Moves, a comprehensive guide.
Absolutely. All right. Now, I'm not too sure. I can't really read Keith's here, Jason. Can you do that one, honey?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. What he did, it's it's small, so Mommy didn't make it any bigger.
So Keith just put a screenshot from the prop department manager, probably Jill. Thanks so much, Keith. I'm working on the remake of the Roots miniseries and needed some old redware plates for the character of Kunta Kinte to eat off of. So your plate will become another part of American history. How cool is that?
Oh, that's real cool. That is really something.
All right,
Wow.
Suzanne.
Okay, Suzanne said, sold this Texas-themed quilt my mom gave me. She's an OG thrifter and gives me lots of stuff from her stash to the prop master at Young Sheldon. It's now in Sheldon's grandma's house and was featured on an episode when he spent the night there. And I think you have a picture, yes?
Yeah, it's up. The sold shot, not a picture from the thing.
The sold shot. Okay. Well, that's cool.
Right. And the next one's from my good friend Ann Baker. Ann sold this bitchin' old school bowling trophy to the director Richard Linklater. And she said, I kept looking for it in Last Flag Flying, which is one of his movies, but have no idea which movie he wanted for. So it just went to him directly. And yeah, so if you are into any of Richard's movies and you see this trophy, you knew that Ann from the thrifting board sold it.
Yeah. Now here's another crazy one from Marissa Rimshaw. I sold my skateboard in December from 1978, which I bought for $85 to Gabe Perello, art department production designer, for $289. But she paid the $74 for shipping by the Mail Express. And see, there's Mom's thing again. People will pay. I know it's prop departments, but people will pay for your item. That's why Mom just doesn't believe in free shipping. She's big time. She's working on 2 movies right now. IMDb. I don't know. And she works for a TV show called.
You know what IMDb is, Mom? The International Movie Database. If you ever want to look up anything about a movie, it has everything about every movie.
All right, I'm making a note because Mom.
Look at that. Mom just learned something. That was cool.
I did. Thank you. So she works for a TV show called The Good Place with Kristen Bell. And I emailed her to ask what show it will be on, but she never did email me back. It would be nice to know, though, so I'm going to keep a lookout. Yeah, keep pushing them. You never know when they'll come back with an answer. That is very cool, Marissa.
Then in the chat, Kara Cooper's in the chat. Hey, Kara Cooper, what's up? Hey, Kara said she sold a pair of Tommy Can kitten soft socks to a big soundstage. To a big soundstage located in Brooklyn. Not sure what show they went to though.
Nice.
All right, Paul Turner is up, and this one's kind of cool because we got 2 pictures. In 2014, after Craig Ferguson left the Late Show, he started Celebrity Name Game. They bought a jumbo mid-century chess set from me. I think it was around $180, plus they overnighted it because they wanted it for the first day of the show. It was gigantic. The board was 2 inches thick plaster and 3 foot by 3 foot. It probably weighed about 25 pounds. So here is a picture. Oops. Yep. My mouse caught something wrong. Here's a picture of the actual board. And there it is, sitting in the back shot of the game show. So again, a great screenshot.
Oh, that's
well done. That is cool
really
as hell.
Good. Oh, I know. All right, let's see. We down to what? Debbie Cole, honey?
Yep.
Okay. Debbie says sold a bunch of vintage books to the set decorator for the Wizarding World of Harry Potter at Universal Studios Orlando.
So there you go. Now we got someone who sold it to an amusement park. It is so cool. It was such a fun idea when Mom sold her dress, which we'll talk about in a quick second here. I mean, or the uniform. It was just an idea. Usually our shows about learning something. Every once in a while, they're just fun shows. And you guys had so many cool product placements, basically, that are like, oh, what a fun show to share with you. All right, before we get to...
Let's see, do we have any more here? No, I don't think. Did we miss anybody?
No, we didn't miss anybody. So before we get to moms, let me do a little bit of housekeeping because my friends Kim and Pam, and Kim's in the chat. I don't think Pam's right now. They've started a brand new meetup, which is going to have their first meeting next Saturday at Lulu's in Van Nuys. It is the Los Angeles San Fernando Valley meetup. So it is at noon next week. And if you want any more information, down below in the description of the show, there is a link to their meetup.com page. So head on over there if you're in the Valley, or if you have any friends in the San Fernando Valley, or anyone who wants to drive up over the Valley. I'll tell you a quick funny story. I lived in Long Beach for 2 years, and I'd been there for about a year, and I never went up. I've been to Hollywood many times, but I never went up the 405 into the Valley. And at that time, I had never really seen the smog line too well in LA, and I didn't know what people were talking about. Then I was on a game show and I won $60,000, and I had to pick it up from a nondescript storefront in the Valley. So as I'm going up the 405 and you start to come down into the Valley, you can really see the smog line. And right at that moment, I went, ugh, I live in this. Yeah, so check out the link I said down below. Check it out, the San Fernando, Los Angeles Valley eBay Meetup, and Pam and Kim are awesome. So I look forward to being their guest speaker sometime in the near future. Speaking of coming up very soon too is my Portland class, turning your thrift store treasures into cash, June 22nd and 23rd. Again, down below is a sign up for that if you are in the Portland area or know someone who is. The June 22nd class is in the thrift store. It'll be me and Kim teaching you all the different sections of the thrift store, what you should buy, what you should skip. And we spend about 3.5 hours working our way through the entire thrift store. And then we head off to lunch and have a little chat at lunch about what you just bought or any questions you may have. Then on June 23rd is the classroom type class where we go for about 4.5 hours. We do everything soup to nuts, A to Z, teach you all the things you should be looking for in the thrift store beyond what you learned the day before, how to take quality photos, how to write quality listings, how to do shipping. I teach you about every single priority box at your disposal. There has not been one person in any class that knew about all the boxes. We have a lot of live demonstrations, including how to do the listings, how to take the pictures, how to put a video in your listing. And Bubble Fast is one of our sponsors, and they send a whole box of goodies to give away to the whole class. So nice. All kinds of fun stuff. Now, you don't have to take both classes if you just want one or the other. But if you do take both, there is a discounted rate. So get signed up for that. And then for those of you coming to eBay Open, the return of the Las Vegas Thrift Class on Steroids #2 will be July 27th. What we do is we do 2 hours of classroom instruction. We have 6 instructors, each giving you a different presentation. Like my friend Summer is going to be doing a Pyrex presentation. I'll be doing a CD presentation, and we'll have a lot more. And then after the 2 hours, we go into the thrift store and we add 5 more instructors, which we call tour guides. So there'll be 11 of us working the entire thrift store with all of you, teaching you what to buy, what to skip. It's going to be an amazing class. We had a ton of fun last year. Savers is working with me. They're going to have bags for us, discounts, the whole work. So again, down below in the description is the link to get signed up for that class. And if you've got any questions, feel free to reach out and ask me.
Yeah.
And then
go ahead. I was just saying, they are great classes for those of you who still think, oh, should I or shouldn't I? I highly recommend that you do. It's amazing what you find just thrifting that will more than pay for your class. So get on board. If you're in the area, jump on it, you guys. Great classes, and Jason always does a super job along with all this help. They are awesome.
And then this week, Thrifty Business back on Thursday, 6 p.m. Pacific, 9 p.m. East Coast. Tom Tucker, a buddy of mine for a long time now through 13 Board and Facebook. He lost his eBay business and then got it back. And that doesn't happen too often. So it's going to be a story of perseverance, what he did wrong to lose it, and then how he got it back and how he's doing nowadays. So kind of a different, unique, we have never talked about anybody losing their business and getting it back. And I've had other friends lose their business and they just kind of give up and they go on to doing something else. They don't get back to where they were. So
I got a little housekeeping to finish up. Last week, we had our Ohio area eBay Meetup group, and we teamed up with some people from the Akron area group. So we had about 70 people attend, and our guest speaker was Brian Burke and Melissa Ojeda, and it turned out to be a great meeting and lots of good information coming out of the home office on where we're going. And we did talk a little bit about the updates that we all received not too long ago, and did a nice long question and answer period. So it was really nice to have Melissa there and Brian to really just, give us some more hands-on straight from the horse's mouth. So we had a good meeting.
Sweet. All right. We're up to what you sold to a movie.
Okay. All right. So what
here's the original listing.
Huh? So I had this cute little vintage dress. And if I would have known it was going to a movie house more, I would have not barked at my price, because I think I originally sold it to her for $20. So, so there's the actual dress. And so then, when I saw that it was going, and she wrote to me, and we started writing back and forth. So she was giving me all this fabulous information, that she would send me pictures, and how they always say they're going to, like what we saw in the chat here, or in the list here. And
Yep.
but this girl really, really did. I mean, what she sent to me, I was just flabbergasted, and we kept, messaging back and forth. And she has not given me the name of the movie yet. It will be coming out, but I'm not allowed to disclose anything just yet as far as that. So she really hasn't even passed it on to me. So, but when I do get the actual name of the movie and where and when it's going to be, I will continue to pass on the information. So let's see, Jason, would we start? So it was just a plain pink and white dress, but then she had to make, she made an apron for it, because she had to put her, menu thingy in there. So she said, let's see which one. Okay, so here she says, this picture was taken at the B&B where we were staying. Pictures were just before we headed to the diner, which was down the street. And oh yeah, she had to keep her tablet in there where she kept, where supposedly she was taking orders. That's why she needed an apron. So she added the apron.
So obviously this B&B has a pool table, because that's all pool cues and the little thing to hold the pool cue when you're in a corner.
I know.
Little B&B with entertainment.
I know. Isn't she a cutie though? She's so cute. Okay, so then what's the next picture? Okay, so she says, okay, this picture here, this is the diner. They had 3 men acting with me just before the kid came into the diner that had just untied himself from a tree that Robert Garrow tied him to. Do we know who Robert Garrow is? I meant to Google that, Jay. See if you find anything.
What's his name?
Robert Garrow, Garrow. Let's see. He comes in. He says he's escaped from a guy that had just killed his friend.
Oh yeah, Robert Garrow was a spree killer who was active in New York in the early 70s. Oh, cool.
Yeah. So there you go. So in the photo, we were just making small talk. My waitress's name is Carol. See, I mean, she's giving me all this great information. Okay. All right. So then let's see the next shot. Let's see, these pics were taken in between sets. The people in the background are film crew, and you may also see a big light behind me at times. Yeah, and then she said a few more, and then the last picture is after the shoot. Let's see, go the next one, maybe, honey.
More shots.
Yeah. This fellow, this is the real owner of the diner. I had to yell at him to call the police. His stage name was Frank. See all the great information she gave me?
As Debbie said in the chat, that dress fits her so perfectly.
I know. So I sure hope that we get to. Now, she sent me a ton more pictures, guys, that she's not in, just having to do with the movie and the shoot and the whole 9 yards. So they're in some jail down there. She says, this is Robert Garrow, played by J. Allen Christensen from Hollywood. He has played in many movies. He got his start playing an FBI officer in Sopranos, Criminal Minds, and on and on. We're all friends on Facebook as well. Real nice guy. So, yeah. So
when I looked at this picture for a second, it looked like she was photoshopped in like a light for the show behind her.
Uh-huh. Yeah. See, so yeah. So
the camera guy, he's like, hey, what's happening?
She says, I have more to download. I will send the director a message to see when we can share them. A little background where she grew up in a small town in upstate New York. I mean, she just goes on and on and on. It was just awesome that we have this, nice little chat going back and forth. So she's got more to send to me, but she says, that's a quick summary.
There you go. And real quick, Debbie just posted for me, Kathy Glassford in the chat. Hey, Kathy, how are you? Said, I work on movie sets and see packages come in from eBay all the time.
Oh, isn't that something?
Kathy is an actor member and does background. So very cool, Kathy. How are you?
Yeah, that is really something. Really.
All right, well, I hope you got a show. Like I said, it wasn't a learning show, but maybe it was. Maybe you're gonna keep your eyes out. Like, I would never look at Avon bottles, but man, if I found them for a quarter like my mom, I'd throw some up. Maybe they'll end up on a TV or movie set. And the two things you should learn are always have the option of express mail, because when someone needs it,
right,
they need it. So you might as well get the money. So your competition getting the money.
I sold a brand new bottle of Aquanet in the spray. It was still in the original box, and that went to a prop house, but that was so long ago. Mom didn't have any current information on that, and I wish I would have. So it's those kind of odd things. You know where I find some of that stuff is in the basements of homes when you go through the garage sales and or estate sales, and they're down in the basements, and they don't even price anything. You know, you just bring up a bunch of stuff, and they'll say $2 or $3 or whatever the case might be. And a lot of times it's old stuff that's still in the original boxes that the people never touch. So I would say, yeah, look for those on your estate sales, gang.
All right, now we're up to Mama's Boy, where each week I share a photo from my younger years, embarrassing and or cute. I would say cute to this one. Most of you'll probably say embarrassing. This was, you know, as I said, the waitress outfit was pink and white, and so was my tux for prom.
Oh,
and this was my GQ pose. So there you go. Enjoy. I'll let that sink in for a minute. Enjoy that.
that's a good one.
I got my cousin Eddie white shoes on.
I remember it well.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. So little did I know I'd be matching the theme of our show today.
How about that? It's pretty cool though.
Yep.
Not too shabby, honey. Not too
shabby. That was so much my GQ pose right there, looking off to the side.
Yeah.
All right. So we had the Mama's Boy, and now it's time for That's My Mama.
Oh boy.
And this is going back.
This is.
This is going back.
Oh lordy. Okay. Well, what we have here, folks, is 1982. This is right after I became a jazzercise instructor. And the gal in the turquoise shirt up front is Jerry Sipe, who some of you may know. She is the wife of Brian Sipe, who used to be one of the many quarterbacks for the Cleveland Browns. He was on the team back in the day known as the Cardiac Kids. Actually, they were pretty good back at that point. So this is the Ohio gang, and these are the three other people that I tried out with at the time. And we are at a jazzercise convention, the very first one in 1982. So oh God, that outfit's just horrifying.
Yeah. And Brian Sipe was probably one of the shortest starting quarterbacks of all time.
Right. Yeah. But Jerry Sipe brought jazzercise to Ohio, and back in 1978, I think it was. And then in 1982, it finally hit the east side of Cleveland. She was on the west side of Cleveland. And I started going in 82 and tried out, and there you are. So,
it says he was 6'1", but man, when you put him behind the line, he seems so tiny.
Yeah, and he is.
He seems so tiny. But yeah, there's Mom in all her 80s glory. All right.
Yep. All right.
Let's get to Mom's scores. Yeah.
All right. Don't have a whole lot this week. A little bit slow week for Mom, actually. But I had this Piranha Joe shirt. I had a couple of them. I sold one at the Tiki Flea Market, and this one just sold that I originally paid $2 for, you guys. And I took a best offer of $30. So that was a nice return. And Piranha Joe isn't one of those major labels, Jason, but I've sold both of mine.
But it's got the coolest tag of all clothes.
I know.
The piranha's eating the tag. It's the coolest tag of all clothes.
Yeah. So, so I have sold both of mine, and I probably will continue to buy them if I see them, because, I have sold them. Not a fast seller, but I sold both of them for good money. So I'm very happy about that. Okay. The reason I showed this is Tiki Oasis is one of the Tiki functions out in San Diego. And I was out there back at when it was number 7. I don't know what they're up to now, Jace, because it's been a while since Mom's been there. And
yeah, we're at 13, 14.
Yeah. So, it was just one of my personal tees, but I did sell it for full asking price of the $19.99. So stuff like that in T-shirts, probably I've sold a few of my old ones, Jason, because Mom just doesn't wear them anymore. So I've been putting them up slowly for sale. And the location ones of the Tiki events are selling pretty well for Mom. So in case you ever get tired of yours, they're still in good shape. This is a Korean fan, a folding fan, everybody. If you'll remember, back a couple of months ago, I sold a Chinese fan. So I've only picked up 2 fans, and I've sold 2 fans. Rather, yeah. So apparently, keep your eye out for the fans, because mine have sold very well, and I paid $1 for that and sold it for the full price of $19.99. So fans seem to be the in thing.
Very nice.
Yeah.
Oops, there we go.
Oh, I just showed you guys this last week, I think, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
2 weeks ago. It is a Beaterlack blanket with the Cleveland Indians Chief Wahoo on it. And as we've talked about it in the past, Chief Wahoo will eventually be a thing of the past. So I think people are you know, just clamoring for merchandise. Now, get this, Jason. It's sold to a gentleman who lives in Chardon, Ohio, on Cuts Road.
So,
And
so for those who don't know, I grew up in Chardon, and my mom and dad just live one town over now in Newberry. So,
in fact, I did message the gentleman and see if, you know, he'd like to meet up, so he didn't have to spend the money on the shipping, because the shipping was $15. And he said no. He said no biggie. He says, you know, just send it to me. So I had the 15 on the 75. Hello, people. When people want something, they'll pay for your shipping. I know. I sound like a broken record. I know. Okay, this is a vintage Hilo Hattie blouse that I originally paid $2 for. I've had it for a little while. It's not a style that I think sells, you know, real quick, Jace. So as I got an offer of $20, and I took that offer of the 20. But it was an older label, if you want to show the label, honey. You know.
Yep. So I don't know if you didn't have all the lights on, or just one of those ones that comes out a little on the dark side. So in these pictures, I would have jazzed up the exposure just a smidge. Okay. I was showing my new assistant. We took some white T-shirt the other day. No matter what kind of lights you have, white always comes out a little muted. So we not, you know, like 1 or 2 notches up. Not overselling the shirt, but just lighten it up a little bit, makes it look a little better. I mean, you sold it, so that's cool. But just keep that in mind. Yeah,
probably wouldn't hurt. That's for darn sure.
Yep.
Yeah. And this we just
do not oversell it, because all suddenly they're thinking they're getting this bright white shirt and it's really cream. A little bit, just a smidge.
Yeah, you got to be really careful with that. This is a Kahala Hawaiian men's shirt in the reverse print. Everybody knows the reverse print by now, I hope. You know, this looks like it's inside out, but it's not. And I purchased that for $1.25, Jay. And I took a best offer of 30 on that one.
Very nice. Yeah. And last but not least.
Here we go. Set number 2. Got my full asking price. Now, I'm saying I paid 15 cents for these, you guys, because they were thrown in with a bunch of stuff. I actually got 3 sets of those prints, and this is the second set that I have sold at the full asking price of $69. So it was funny though, Jason. She sent me an offer earlier of $35, and before I had time to answer, she turned around and bought it for full price.
Nice.
So, you know, that happens occasionally. Has that happened to you? It does to Mom every now and then.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. They must have second thoughts or something. But I mean, you guys, if you would have seen where I found these in a basement, filthy dirty, under a pile of posters and things, and I started, you know, scrounging through, and I saw one sticking out with the big eyes, and I said, "Oh my God!" And there were 3 complete sets. So I will be putting up the last set here very shortly.
Oh, the one thing I wanted to add to you, I would have added mod to this title.
Oh, I can go back before I put up my last set, honey. I will.
Yeah, you know, mod is that whole 60s thing, and that kind of, this vibe kind of reads mod to me. I mean, I might be wrong, but that kind of reads mod to me.
Yeah. No, I like that. I like that a lot. So I will add that for sure. So that's it. Yeah, not a whole lot this week, but since I was gone for 3 days, besides.
Speaking of gone for 3 days, you want the pictures first, or you want to show your haul first?
Let's show the pictures first. Let's do that. So I went down to Sugar Creek, Ohio, with my sister and my girlfriend, and we usually go down every year and spend a couple of nights, which we did, and we stayed at the Encore this time. Now this, if you can get a good visual, this is the back end of my car, and I know you can't see it all, you guys, but I mean, it just goes forever. And I don't know if we could have, well, there was a little bit of room on top of that last picture there that my sister.
That's fake rock.
It's an actual waterfall, and Patty bought a waterfall.
All right.
In there. There's a lot of shopping in there, but Sugar Creek, Ohio is Amish country in Holmes County. Now that's taking the shot from the other end. There's my girlfriend, and I'm shooting into the car, so you can see, you know, loaded.
Get skinnier, Betty. Get skinnier.
I know. So we had a really, really good time, but we hit garage sales. Thank goodness we did, because I found some great goodies, and they have some great antique malls down there. And, you know, so we went to another town of Millersburg. So we really made the rounds since we were there for three full days this time. And I'm ready to show you guys what I found. Okay. All right. So let me get myself over on the big screen here. Okay. Are we ready, JT?
Yep.
Okay, well, this one, this was in an antique mall, and, you know, being, I don't know a whole lot, but when I saw this one, I figured, oh, this looks like a heavy metal situation. So I picked up Judas Priest, and it was $2. And Jason, as I said, I've looked this up again. The eBay prices aren't as high, of course, as Amazon, but maybe $20. From what I'm seeing in the research, because they're not selling for not the big amount that I saw on Amazon. Amazon, one guy sold one for $200. So, but I'll try for 15 to 20 after I paid over $2. So not bad on that. I don't know if I'm going to sell this or not yet. I haven't decided. It might stay in Mom's collection downstairs. But I only paid $2 for this Polynesian Barbie, and they do sell for around $25 or so. So
I've sold that one before.
Have you? Do you remember what you sold it for?
It's been years.
Okay.
I think I was selling a friend's Barbie collection.
Ah, gotcha. All right. Vintage Tupperware. Mom likes to pick up vintage Tupperware.
Oh, yeah.
These are the condiment sets, and they have the lids, which is nice. And as you can you see my price there? 50 cents.
$1.
But of course, Mom talked her in $1 for both. So
50 cents. Woo!
Yeah, I know. So there's my note. Pay 50 cents each. So I will probably sell each of these for around $12 to $15 per item, everybody. So on those, okay. All right, and I picked these up only because when I saw the print, $1 for 5 bowls, Jason. These are great mid-century modern bowls, either cereal bowls or a fruit bowl or pudding bowl. I paid $1 for the whole thing, and I'm going to list this whole set of 5 for $25. These are really, really nice with a nice pattern on there. And by
the way, if you see anything you like, everything in Mom's Hall is for sale, and she'll sell directly to you, cut you a good deal. If you don't know how to find my mom on Facebook, I'm pretty easily found. So drop me a note and I will hook you up.
These are the vintage coffee mugs from Tupperware. I've got the 4 different colors
here. Cute, very cute.
Yeah, I paid $1 for those, and these sell pretty well, around $25. So I will be putting those up for that. This is a neat piece, Jason. I think you'll appreciate this vintage lucite jewelry box.
Oh,
it is a beauty.
That's cool.
Yeah, this is real cool. It's in very, very nice condition. She had it up for $3. I got it for $2. It's got a really neat pattern to it. The name is there. It's Celebrity. Whoops. Oh, let's see. No, it's not going in very good. But yeah.
Angle towards, I think, Ma.
Maybe more. Oh, yeah. Does that help?
All right. Yeah, right there. So come in a little closer, but don't move that angle. Just come in a little closer. Yeah. Keep going. Keep going. Keep going.
Yeah, more.
Oh, look at that. There you go.
Yeah. So I got to get that little smudge off of there. I haven't worked on this yet, but I just love this piece. I don't know. It's a really, really neat piece. I haven't had a chance to look this up, Jason. These are those bunnykin things, and it's got Japan on the bottom.
Cool.
Yeah, so I haven't had a chance to really do any research on that. Now, these were for free. I saw these ones in the free box.
Now we drifted into Mom just getting stuff handed to her.
Yeah, this is really getting good, isn't it?
There you go.
Free, everybody. I mean, these are vintage cookbooks. I mean, some are dated 1947. So we're really going back here. So I will probably group them all together.
Meat cookbook.
I know. Well, this one looks yummy. Doesn't that look yummy?
Oh, yeah.
And best love foods at Christmas. So I'm probably going to do this, as one grouping. I don't know, $20, $25. There's some good old vintage ones in here. The pictures inside are terrific as well. All right. Then pick these.
Now, Angelique said, can't get any cheaper than that. No, we know it's coming, Angelique. Someday someone's going to give Mom stuff and go, here's $1. Take it away.
That could be some people.
Because that's the next step at this point.
Yeah. Okay. Some of you may be familiar with the vintage plastic wall hangings by Homco, Homco. These were made in the USA. I bought these both. They were marked $2 each, but I got them both for $2. And these will sell for $25, guys. I've just looked up solds on these, and they are selling right in the $25 department. So, very, very retro, that's for sure. And Jason, I bought a shell today that Mom does not have in her collection. Can you imagine?
Wow.
I know. Now, this particular is a shell, is a mother of pearl Cebo, that's C-E-B-O clamshell. And I got a set of 6, Jay.
Oh, wow.
I know. They're beautiful. They're just absolutely gorgeous. A set of 6 for $2. So, don't know. If I was to sell these guys, we're looking at around $30 to $40 for the set of 6. So, I'm mommy's toying with that. So, I might keep a couple and then sell the other ones. You know what I mean? On that. Okay.
Hey, maybe it'll end up on the cover of a book.
You never know. You never know. Now, someone in the chat already spied.
Yeah, I saw them talking about it, and I haven't really looked in your background, so I'm like, what are they talking about?
This is a beauty, you guys. She had $5 on it. I talked her into $2. I mean, you know, this is all there. You know, the connectors there, the little chip dip bowl, the frosted glass in yellow, and this will probably $35-40. I will probably put this up for. Isn't that a beauty? Love
Here's
that.
what's going to be crazy when that sells prop department. We're all going to be like, get out of here.
Oh, I know. So maybe we'll see. All right, is Kim still in the chat, my dear Kim Gordon?
Yeah, she just said that shell is so pretty.
Oh yes, thank you.
Oh,
okay.
we do have a question. So whenever you're done with this thing, we have a question about your cookbooks.
Okay. All right. Good. All right, Kim. I found one of these, sweetheart.
Ooh, sweet.
I know. I did pay $5 for it. It wasn't cheap.
Oh no, $5.
No, I couldn't get her down. She was she had, it was just a garage sale too, and she was pretty set on her price, and it's signed by Molly McIntyre. By somebody else. I got a couple of you know, couple of names on here. I can't quite read the one that's down here, but it's in really good shape. You know, nothing broken or smashed anywhere. So Kim, I need a little help maybe on price point here, honey. So, you know, pass that on to me if you would.
Well, she didn't say $5. No way.
No way.
So Deborah says, going back to your chip and dip bowl, she sold the bracket for $20. I think you're aiming too low.
Too low. Okay, well, maybe I should shoot for around $50 or $60 on that.
Yeah.
Okay.
And they want to know, where was that question at?
Yeah, go ahead.
Are the pictures in the cookbooks, are the photos in color in those cookbooks?
Okay, let's go back to the cookbooks. Let's go back. See what we got here. Okay, the dessert ones. This is the dessert. Oh yeah, yummy, yummy. There we go. Some are and some aren't in this particular one. There you go. Okay, so there's that one. The Christmas one looks like we're black and white mainly, folks. Yeah, all black and white in the Christmas one. The meat cookbook. Oh, got some color here.
There you go. Ooh, pot roast.
Oh, look. All color, guys, on this one. Okay. Oh, doesn't that look yummy? I'm getting hungry. It's not even dinner.
Yeah, I'm saying it's time for lunch over here.
See this one here, not so much in pictures. Oh well, big pictures. Okay.
All righty.
This one is learn to bake. You'll love it. That's what this one says. So we got a little heart-shaped cake that is in color. Some are black and white. We got this pretty looking cake here. So yeah, so it's a mixture. Okay, so there they are, guys.
Janet Wayer says, Peggy, at least $60 for the blend. Collect it.
For the $60 for the what?
For the blendo, the chip and dip set.
Okay.
And Angelique says, now I'm hungry.
Yeah, I know. Who knew this was going to be a food show today, right? Okay. All right. I actually picked this up, Jason, just to take it up to Tikio Ohana at Luau the Lake for 50 cents at Goodwill.
So take a hair dryer and get that tape off so it doesn't pull any of the coconut coloring and husk off.
And then I also bought these flippy floppies to take up there. See, that Tiki's all of them?
Yeah.
Yeah, these were $1 for the flip flops. They're brand new, actually. They've never been worn, it looks like. So, the bottom is very clear. Okay. Are you ready for the piece de resistance?
Let's do it.
All right.
Let's drop the mic.
Yeah, we got a good one, folks. This is a 4-piece set. I'll start with the smaller pieces first. Some of you are familiar with Detecto back in the day. This is the metal tissue holder. This is in a light green background, everybody. Okay, so we have that. We have the wastebasket. And I got to say, you guys, these are in beautiful condition. And even the inside of the wastebasket isn't bad. Okay. Then we have the toilet paper holder.
Wow.
I know. You like it? Okay. Now the big piece here. And when I brought this home, of course, I stuffed everything inside. But we actually have the hamper. Okay.
And let me guess, you paid a quarter for all 4 pieces.
No, I know. The lid is really pretty too, Jason. I mean, it's in excellent condition. Now, for those of you doing any research on these, the hampers alone are selling for around 100 and a quarter, Jay.
Wow.
Just to give you an idea. So now that I also have the smaller pieces to go with it, $195 maybe. I mean, it's a complete set.
Yeah, well, I would probably go like 250 and then aim for like 200.
Yeah, maybe
give people wiggle room to bargain. Or hey, you never know, a movie and prop set needs the whole set, and they'll pay top dollar.
Okay, so Angelique guessed that I bought it for $20. It was listed for 20. I got it for 12. How about that?
$3 a piece. Oh my God.
I know. I mean, really.
Now Ben, the bartender, did guess 15 cents. So.
Oh, right. I wish. But it's one of those. I mean, we walked in and I spotted it right away. But you can't. You can't show your enthusiasm right off the bat on anything. I mean, I just have to play it cool. And I looked around, and I'm asking a few prices on different things, and finally got to the hamper, and I said, how much is this? And she started out at her 15. I said, and I said, do you think we could do all of it for 10? She says, nah, I don't think so. And we went back and forth on the pricing. I said, let's settle at 12. And she said, fine. Now, mind you, this is our very first stop on this trip. And I'm already putting this large piece, in the back of the car. Like I said, luckily I could put all the smaller pieces inside. Plus, as we continued to shop, there was still more room that I could fill the hamper up as we shopped along the way. But I almost hesitated because, we were at the first place and I said, oh my gosh, we haven't even started to shop yet. Do I want to put something that big in the back of the car? But I'm really glad I did because I think we got some good money here on my $12 investment. You like that?
I love it. Can I see the smallest one first? Again, the tissue cover. I want to see something real quick.
Okay.
Because one of the ladies in the chat said to use the term rose mailing.
ROSE.
Traditional form of decorative folk art that originated in the rural valleys of Norway. So I was looking up the images on. I don't think it's exactly that. That's why I wanted to see it again. It's more floral, but I see why she said that. So
yeah, okay. So rosemary, yeah, put the word rosemary on those. Okay. Oh, Donna wants to know, do you think I should auction it, Jay?
Nah, because you got to have 2 people who want that right now. Now this is a cool set, but what are the chances of 2 people who are going to fight each other see it the same week? That need all 4 pieces. One of those things where, like, when I've got $400 or $500 CDs, there isn't a lot of customers. There's not a lot of people who will spend $500 on a CD. There are some, and so you just price it accordingly and hope that one of them pops along, in the near future. Turn it.
Yeah. Oh, well. Whoops. Yeah. Upside down. Hello.
Oh, no. Well, I see. It's stamped so you read on the inside. So, yeah.
Yes, actually, you do. You read it on the inside. But see, isn't that cool?
That's very cool.
I know. So, yeah. So, if I could haul this up to, throughout the lake, I would, because I know they look for that kind of stuff too. But I'm going to put it up right away. I'm just trying to eliminate shipping it, but I suppose I could do a large item. What do you think? Let me think about that.
Because you can individually pack the other 3 pieces back into the hamper.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah.
No, and then into a big box. So, it's not the worst. You shipped way worse. So.
Oh, we have. Yeah, for sure. Oh, I did have. Well, I'll save those for next week. They aren't that exciting. I wanted to end on the big note.
All right. And on a little tiny thing. So,
yeah.
There we go. Top of the hour. That was beautiful. Perfect.
Debbie,
all right.
I got one more question. She says, I can't tell if they're hand painted or not. I think they're hand painted. Yeah, no, they look hand painted to me. Definitely.
So here's a bonus little tip. That's where this would come in handy if you've got the magnifying light on your desk. If you can't tell by the naked eye, usually you can't tell with a magnifier. So that's always a good tool to have on your desk for sure.
Okay. Let me here. Oh, I'm sorry, reaching across the thing. How's mine?
All right. Well, hey, it works. It works. I just like having one on my desk because it's so easy.
Let's see here. Oh, that looks hand painted to Mom.
All right.
Yeah. Yep. It does. So Isn't that a beauty? I tell you, Jason, if Mom had a spot for that, I would use that in my house. But you know, these modern houses don't give you all those nooks and crannies, so no way to do it. Just a quick note too, our next upcoming Ohio area eBay meeting will be July 12th back at Tiki Underground on a Thursday evening at 6 p.m. So come and join us. Love to have you. And I think we got some new members coming from the meeting that we had in Akron. They were very interested, and so we got them signed up to the group right away. So
and I need a graphic like Kim and Pam sent me, so we can.
I know. I'm sorry. I got to do that. I will. I'm bad at that, but I will. I promise.
All right, cool. That was a fun show. Again, if you ever sell anything to a prop department, and especially if you correspond with them, like my mom did, or if you see it in the movie, in the TV show, pop in the thrifting board. It's so much fun to see where our stuff ends up. And I remember a couple of years back, we had a member. Jimmy Fallon does the 12 Days of Ugly Christmas Sweaters, and one of the sweaters came from one of the thrifting board members. So it's always so much fun to enjoy each other's fun sales, and these are definitely fun when you see your thing on the big screen, on the little screen, in a play, on a book cover. That is so cool.
Yes, and as I said at the top of the show, everybody, moving forward, as you get these kinds of sales, try and save your information, try and get pictures if you can, so that, again, we can do this, because this was fun to see everybody's sales. It was great. I enjoyed that.
All right, so that's it. Thank you all for watching. Do us a favor, give us a thumbs up down below if you like what you've seen. And if you've not subscribed yet, make sure to subscribe and then hit the bell. If you've not subscribed, hit the bell. The bell alerts you to when we're going live. So even if you can't find the post in the groups, it'll give you that, hey, Jason's live now. And I've set up my own alert. I followed myself. And so when I went live, right on my computer pops up, hey, Jason is live. And then I say, hey, thanks. So it lets me know when I'm live. So thank you, everyone. Have a wonderful weekend. And don't forget to tune in Thursday night for a Thrifty Business. We are talking to Tom Tucker about how he lost his eBay business and how he got it back, a true tale of perseverance. So should be a good show. If you want any information about the new San Fernando Valley meetup, that's down below. The Portland thrifting classes are down below. And the thrift class on steroids in conjunction with the eBay Open is down below. And if you can't find that, if you got any questions, just hit me up on Facebook. I'm always happy to help. So for selling past your expiration date, being thrifty over 50, I'm Jay.
I'm Peg. Bye, everybody. Thanks for watching.
And we're gone. See you later.